Hello and welcome back. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more. What do we call this again? Dithmarschen. The Peasant Emperor. That's what we called it. Yeah, sounds good. So between episodes, I took the time. We looked around at every single possible rival and assessed their alliance chains and what was feasible. Nothing's changed, so we are going to go ahead with the Gelre and Cologne route. I know I just mentioned this, but once again, the reason why people do ask this quite a lot. How come you don't set your rivals? If I set Gelre as rival now, then start fabricating, then wait, and then a year later I'm ready to go to war, he will have a completely different situation than what he has right now. If I don't rival him, he'll just stay like this. That's why we haven't done anything with rivals. So long as we're above 50, it doesn't matter, right? We can instantly set rivals to clear the not enough rivals penalty. The one modifier we're missing is the plus 15 as long time rivals. But again, so long as we're above 50, I don't really care. We'll just do this. It's fine. Okay. No one's taking our innovativeness. Knowledge sharing to Munster just ended. Let's see if we can offer it to anyone else. We can offer it to Hamburg. He probably already has it. Yeah, just due to his adjacency to us. Let's see. Where did it spread? France doesn't have it yet. France. How would you like to become my ally, France? You're neutral toward me and you just don't want to do it? Ooh, support independence. We can support Brabant's independence. Is there anyone we could knowledge share reasonably? I feel like on very hard. Oh, interesting. Actually, being on very hard doesn't affect knowledge sharing at all. It's just Diplo rep. It's not actually true. It does affect it because one of the things you can do with knowledge sharing is you can ally people, offer knowledge sharing, and then break the alliance. And if you wanted to ally somebody, being on very hard difficulty just gives minus 20 reasons for that. So it is a lot harder to knowledge share. So it's pretty unlikely we're going to find someone this would work on. We could ally Brunswick. He wants an alliance, and then we could knowledge share him. And we have a relationship, and I don't plan to attack this area yet, so... Bremen, Cologne, Brandenburg. Yeah, okay, sure. I think we'll take an alliance with this guy. Seems somewhat reasonable. Yeah, having high Diplo rep is the easiest way to make knowledge sharing very easy to do and very profitable. Oh my god. I love that. I love that so much. I love when I take the time to mention something and then in the very next episode that thing happens. Remember? Come on, guys. Come on, chat. Just smile or make an emote face or something. Or here, use the calculator emote because it was calculated. Get it? If you missed it, I specifically said there's no reason to take Diplotech 4 because we don't have the money to build a marketplace. They won't put us ahead of time, therefore we don't get any tangible benefit from it. And if we wait, someone else might take Diplotech 6, which gives us an extra 5%, which saves us 30 Diplo points, and then it happened. And actually, if you want to go a step further and abuse this even more, we can take advantage of the fact that the neighbor bonus discount does not update until the monthly tick. So because we waited, not only can we get a 15% discount instead of 10, but if we wait till we have enough Diplo points to take the tech twice, as in 448 times 2, we can take Diplotech 4 and Diplotech 5 at a 15% discount instead of a 10% discount. Pretty sexy. So what's 448 times 2? I feel like I should know the answer to this, but I don't. 896. Kind of a far away, but again, no tangible benefit to taking it, so we'll just wait. But I am very excited. Diplo cap, we can do it at like 900 points, so we can do it. Altogether, that's going to save us. We're saving 30, and then an extra 30, so 60. And if we take it piecemeal, we shouldn't be getting a 3-year discount. We should be only getting a 2-year discount. I think we're saving overall 90 Diplo points by doing it this way and cheesing a bit. Does that sound right? Arumba, for your next absurdly hard campaign, make a run where the entire objective is to PU Ming by any means necessary. Well, you would have to force them to switch religions. And then somehow break your relationship with them and then get a PU. I mean, it could be done, for sure. Okay, the reason why we took this alliance is because we were going to offer knowledge sharing. I want your fat ducats. Super sexy. And I feel like we should still be just improving relations with these guys, the ones that are like real close to being mad at us, so that we can still get military access if we need it occasionally. We are still trying to build up to our naval force limit. And we are still waiting on the war exhaustion to come down enough that these don't have increased cost. This should cost 45. This should cost, I want to say it was 63. So at this point now, we're waiting to save 3 admin points. Super fancy. 10 prestige for 1 innovativeness. Sure. Got to get that innovativeness. Did I try the For Odin achievement? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure we got that one, right? I think so. I feel like we already have that. Ottomans have declared war upon the Genoans, and then immediately the Venetians called for a crusade because Venice is the Curie controller. Looks like the first reform's about to go through. 5% more construction and dev cost discount. That's kind of cool. The Emperor is at war, though, so he can't pass the reform. Ooh, that's awful. So he's going to miss out on quite a bit of imperial authority because he's probably going to be at war for 1 to 2, maybe 3 years minimum. And then every little bit that he earns over 50, he will lose when he passes the first reform. And that is like, you know, credit he could have been earning toward the next reform. Real unfortunate for him. Instead of doing our wars, we could just do condottieri based on this. I'm fairly certain we could find someone to rent condottieri to. Since we have a truce with our subjects, we could rent out our whole army. Totally doable. Does something happen with YouTube? No, we're actually specifically recording this campaign for YouTube. Try to fix that problem. I think we will keep re-electing. We want to just get as ahead of time on tech and ideas and innovativeness as we can right now while we have the golden era. We're just going to do re-elections. Plus, we like the entrepreneur trait. He's not very young, but it's okay. Okay, so we're waiting, making sure no one's taking innovative ideas. We are waiting on war exhaustion. Trade wars, lose diplo points. That sucks. It's in our best interest just to get our fleet together. You never know if we end up at war. I want them to merge now rather than later. So I want to queue up another ship. Don't think we have any policies on right now. It's trade power. Trade power in the capital when you don't have an estuary is kind of dumb, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Let's take the time to figure it out. If we have the trade power edict on without an estuary or center of trade, we're paying basically 0.2 ducats a month. Is this making us 0.2 ducats a month? If we weren't doing trade power, we would be losing 50% of the base 6. So we're paying 0.2 ducats to gain 3 provincial trade power in this node. 3 provincial trade power translates into what percentage of the node? Where are we in this list? There we are. We've got 3 provincial trade power that we wouldn't otherwise have. 13.8% multiplier. 6. It's not. We're definitely losing money by having the sun, is my guess. You really need to have an estuary for that to ever make sense. Ooh, admin points. All right, we definitely need to full core this now. Grant it to the clergy, get some sick admin points. We could possibly even get 200 if we grant everything to them and then piss them off and then revoke land. But I don't want to piss them off that much. That's kind of dumb. Okay, this one's already at the full price discount, even though we have war exhaustion, so we'll core that. And then let's grant that to the clergy. Should give them enough influence that we can get them above 75. We will seek support. We will send an emissary to the Pope. We will do one of these 2 clicks, but not both, because they both last 30 years, and having 30 years worth of 25 influence is just too much. So we'll just take the Inquisitor, because it's 10%. Pushes them above 75, and then we'll take 150 admin points and just be happy with our 150 admin points. I think we will take our first idea. Bum, 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 bum. Why am I not voting for that reform? Oh, you mean like checking this box? Because it doesn't really matter. He can get the reforms passed anyway. He's at war, though, so he can't do it. I highly doubt we are the reason he didn't get the reform passed. I still need to full core this. I think we just wait 5-6 more months and then we're ready to go. So with that in mind, let's get our maintenance to full. Our economy is actually kind of good, so we might want to... I know this will sound like I'm somebody else, like I'm not Arumba. We might want to train some cavalry. But I feel okay in saying that. It's not like I have like 1984. What's the name of that word in 1984? George Orwell's 1984, where you have two competing ideas in your brain at the same time that don't make sense together, but you somehow can believe both. It's not that. It's not. I'm not doing that. I'm not saying they're bad and they're good at the same time. Doublethink. Yeah. It's not doublethink. At the very start of this campaign, the very first thing I did was delete my cav because economically we couldn't afford it. Now we're in a position where we are force limit limited and we are economically doing well. We have level 1 advisors and we still have surplus income. So now it's the opposite of what we had at the start. Now I'm trying to compress as much military power into our small force limit as I can. And the way we can do that is with a couple, 1 or possibly 2 cav. So there is a logical reason for why it might sound like I'm committing doublethink here. I'm going to delete this guy. We don't get the 600 manpower back, but I do think we want to train a cav soon. So we'll open up 1 force limit for that. All the police, it's a fake Arumba. Okay, power projection just slipped below 50, or possibly in the more recent month. We need to do something about this. We might even just be close enough to the floor that we could declare the war now. All right, that's down to full discount. Let's get that full cord. Let's give this to the clergy as well. No, can't do that. Give it to the burghers, that's fine. It doesn't have an estuary, but we want them to have some land anyway. We can go ahead and... I'm not going to grant admiralship, actually. Grant admiralship is a 10-year cooldown, and this is a 10-year cooldown. These are great together, because every time you get the pop-up saying the admiral can be rehired, you know you can also do a contribution click. So we'll try to sync those two up. Although it would be great if we could get a little bit more influence on the burghers just to get that trade efficiency bonus. Okay, I'd also like to try to get prosperity in this state. Unfortunately, we still have devastation because there's no fort. We could develop it away. We could build a fort. We don't have the money for that, but I do need a fort for army tradition. Might be worth considering taking out loans just to build a fort, honestly. If I had to spend extra money to build up army tradition, I'd be willing to do that. Same logic as with the cavalry, right? I'm willing to spend extra money to get more military power. So, all right, on this power projection issue again. So we do need to set a rival, but if we set the guy that we want to attack, then he will likely pick up more allies. So let's just set some rivals that we don't intend to attack for now. Like, say, Munster is our ally. Holland is unlikely. We have been rivaled by Bremen and Lübeck. It might just make sense to counter-rival them. Not Bremen, though, because he's a free city. I think we rival Lübeck. And by doing that, we can just get rid of the not enough rivals penalty slightly. Just need to choose one more. Maybe Holland? Go big and just rival Denmark? Let's see, Verden is not a free city, but I think that when I looked at them, their alliance chain was ridiculous. Venetian Trade League with 3 allies, that's not gonna happen. Yeah, sure, let's just rival Holland. I don't think Holland's likely to ally anyone we care about. He already has 4 relations, so establishing a rivalry on him shouldn't harm us with our current plans. Let's just rival Holland. And not enough rivals will not go away, unfortunately, but it's about to go away. And since we have at least 1 rival set, we can do an insult. We don't have an active insult. We do have positive prestige. I'm going to scornfully insult probably Holland because he's got more allies. No, it doesn't actually make a difference. Scornfully insult you. That gets us above 50 again for a little bit. And whenever I do the scornful insult, I also like to do the regular insult. That way they're just kind of synced up. If you weren't aware, you do get power projection separately from a regular insult and a scornful insult. In that tooltip, you can see 2 lines toward the bottom, 5 and 10. They each decay at 1 per year, so you can stack them. Useful to know. Okay, war exhaustion, 3 more months, and for full maintenance. We don't have our cav started yet, but I don't think we really want to wait for that yet. Let's make our guy into a guy. He's a 1/2/1 one. It's not too bad, not too great. Go back into our own land now so we can get full morale recovery. We only recover 16.3% morale in this land, but in our own land we get 21.3. And I think we need just slightly more than 25 to make the cav. I am willing to wait another 90 days. Just looking right now for someone I can improve relations with while we wait for the cav. Okay, it still does not matter that our subject is disloyal. We're also about to be able to take Tech 6. That transport did come in handy, but I don't know if we need to keep him. Oh hey, the Iberian wedding just fired. Cool. Neat. Alright, I'm going to come back from our subject. There's our cav. We can take the next idea. We don't have to worry about anyone competing for the innovativeness from these ideas because we got the innovativeness on idea number 1. But I do think it's best to power through the administrative idea group rather than try to get admin tech 6. Need a few more diplo points before we can take advantage of that. And let's just check and see if anything's changed. Okay, so Gelre did ally another person, unfortunately. He picked up an alliance with Trier. Does that change the way things look? We expected to call Hamburg in. We knew we could call Munster in on a promised territory. We weren't planning on calling in Brunswick. Trier is going to add, I think we recently checked him out. Trier's going to add like 12 troops, 13 force limit. So that is a lot of dudes. However, we can take Tech 6. And our ally has caught up to Tech 5, so he's no longer behind. So the situation got a little bit worse. Ooh, Cologne's still on 4. So we could be on Tech 6 to his Tech 4. Even though the situation got worse, I think that it actually is still good because they picked up Trier, but Munster is on Tech 5 now. And the fact that we can be at Tech 6 during this war. I think we'll still do it. And the goal for this war is to just win handily and then get some prestige out of it. Potentially get some money. We're not actually planning on taking any land in this, probably. Our aggressive expansion is still at 40 with some people. It's less with our ally, but that doesn't matter. It's with these guys that we care about. So taking this land is not going to be wise, I think. We want to prioritize the coast. We want to prioritize estuaries. Preferably, provinces that are in our trade nodes. And honestly, I think we probably want to spend our aggressive expansion on subjects right now, rather than direct conquest. Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah, the fact that we can separate peace another nation. One thing we can also consider is if we were to co-belligerent these guys, would they pull in anyone super small and easy to kill? Because if so, we might want to let them be co-belligerent. Just because, again, that is another person you can separate peace. In this case, though, Frankfurt he's going to bring in 10k troops. We don't want that. All right, I think we're going to do it. I think we rival Mr. Gelre. And then we immediately declare war, call this guy in. We don't co-belligerent anyone. Before we actually let the game on pause, we're going to demand the land so that we don't have to worry about him being upset about the promised territory. It's not going to matter with this guy because we're not going to piece him out for land anyway. I just need to make sure that I get onto Gelre first, if possible. We don't have a relationship slot free right now. We actually don't have access to our ally right now either. It's almost tempting to consider taking this tech now For 60 military points, we could just have the tech advantage for the next 4 months. But we're going to be still focused on admin for a long time, which means our mill point generation is going to suck. I think we want to be efficient and not pay penalties that we don't need to pay. We'll just wait till January. Let's toggle attach armies. Ooh, alright, we're going to fight him here in the woods. That's not really what I wanted. Let's hope that we still have ridiculously high morale of armies. We have 4.55 versus Trier's 3.18. God, we're amazing. Peasant Republic, Golden Era, Dithmarschen or Traditions. We have the Morale of Armies Advisor. We have Power Projection. We have Army Tradition. And we've activated the mission, Thriving Arms Industry. That's some seriously high morale. Chat is suggesting we should just take tech now based on this battle. Maybe. We're locked. 21st, 18th. Like, I can't avoid the fight at this point. I am slightly concerned that if we lose this first fight, it could cascade the whole war. So in this case, yeah. I think in this case, it does justify taking the tech to make sure we have that tactics advantage. We want to make sure we don't lose here. This is a pretty important thing. We should crush him because of our morale advantage, but you know, maybe those 60 points wouldn't have been worth it. Basically, the same logic can go into decisions like, you know, should I barrage the walls? About 50 military points for that decision. So, you guys retreating to Köln. Just gonna go here, and I actually think I'm gonna consolidate again so we can fill one more cab in. Let's stop transferring trade so that our subject will be loyal. We can get this guy to come and attach with his 3 troops. And I think I'm gonna take a short break here. If you're watching this on YouTube, I will be back next time. If you are in Twitchland, stick around. I'll see you guys in a little bit. See you soon.